أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. I bear witness that there is no one worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad, peace and mercy of Allah be upon him, is his messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to day 5 of Ramadan. Wow, mashallah. In some part of the world already, of course, like we know, they're done with day 5 and dusted. But in some part of other worlds, we're still on it. We're still going on, mashallah. Day by day, Ramadan is going by, and just like we started yesterday and we're on day 5 already. I pray that Allah accept our ibadah. Welcome to today's episode. Today's theme for Ramadan Nugget with Halimat would be truth and honesty. That is going to be the theme for today, mashallah. And we will be looking at the Quran and the deed verses to buttress that. So the first Quran verse I will be looking at today in buttressing the theme of discussion for today, which is truth and honesty, would be Surah Tawbah, and that's Quran 9 verse 119. And it says, "Oh, you would believe, have fear of God, and be among the truthful." So it's a Quran verse in Surah Tawbah, Quran 9 verse 119. It says, "Oh, you would believe, have fear of God, and be among the truthful." One of the attributes of believers is truthfulness in the Quran. One of the attributes that the Quran, Allah lay emphasis on for people that say they believe is to be truthful and honest at all time. So another verse talking about this is that one of those attributes is that of the believers, they are patient and truthful, obedient and charitable. They plead for Allah's forgiveness and down. And this is Surah Al-Imran, Quran 3 verse 17, saying that one of the attributes of true believers in the Quran is that they're patient and truthful, obedient and charitable, and they plead for Allah's forgiveness and down, inshallah. So another surah, we're looking at 3 different surahs today, talking about truthfulness and honesty in Islam. So it says, "You who have faith, be wary of Allah, and speak upright words." And that's Surah Al-Azhar, and that's Quran 33 verse 70. Say, if you say you believe and have faith in Allah, so you should fear Allah and only speak upright words. Be truthful, be honest. Let people know you to be the truthful person. Let people know you to be an honest person, so that when they say, "Oh, who said this?" you say it's Lagbaja, it's Tamed. Oh, if it's Lagbaja, then you have to believe him. Not that when they say, "Who said this?" you say, it's Tamed. So, if it's Tamedo, please, you need 3 other persons to confirm. That is not an attribute of a true believer, mashallah. So, we'll go to an hadith that's also talking about being truthful and honesty. So the hadith says, "Remember, there is no faith in him who is not trustworthy. There is no place for him in religion who cares not for his pledge, word, or promise." So this hadith is saying you can't say you have faith. You can't say you believe and you don't have, you're not truthful. You are not honest. And then people cannot take you for your words. They can't take you for your promise. So that is not an attribute of a believer. So remember that there is no faith in him who is not trustworthy. There is no place for him in religion who cares not for his pledge, word, or promise. Another tradition, that's another hadith narration, says that the sign of hypocrite are 3. When he speaks, he is false. When he promises, he fails. And when he's trusted, he plays false. So, sign of hypocrites are 3. When he speaks, he lies. When he promises, he fails. And when he's trusted, he trampled on the trust. So, you can't say you're a believer and you will not have trust and honesty, mashallah. So, that is that on the Quran and Hadith fact. But trusting the point, remember that we looked at 3 Quran surahs today to do that. We look at Surah Tawbah, that's Quran 9 verse 119. We also looked at Surah Al-Imran, and that's Quran 3 verse 17. And also Surah Al-Hazab, and that's Quran 33 verse 70, mashallah. So you can read more on those Quran verses to get more tafsir, mashallah, get a better understanding. And we also gave 2 different hadiths talking about honesty and being truthful and keeping to promise, mashallah. So that is that on that. Now I go to the healthy tips for today. So like I would always say, because we are fasting does not mean that we shouldn't stay healthy. We should maintain that. So today's healthy tip is for coffee lovers. So if you are a coffee lover and you love to drink coffee, so during Ramadan, have a cup 1 or 2 hours after having a healthy balanced iftar. So don't say it's coffee you want to start with first. So let the coffee be later. Start with maybe your fruits, milk, juice like that we do. And then later on, you take a meal like for your iftar. And like maybe 2 to 3 hours, you can go on your coffee. But don't start off the day or the breaking of your Ramadan with coffee, mashallah. So that is for the coffee lovers. So moving on to the Ramadan checklist for today. It says that you should pray all your prayers on time, and all sunnah rakas, read at least 1 page of the Quran and act upon it. So I know that there's always this rush to read the whole of the Quran because it's an act of ibadah during Ramadan. Okay, some people would even go as far as making it a competition, like, I'm going to read the Quran 5 times, 6 times, 7 times before the end of Ramadan. I'm going to read the Quran 100 times before the end of the Ramadan. There was even a joke I was seeing around, like, some people, it's just day 2 of Ramadan. They are claiming that, they finished the all surahs in the Quran. I don't know how true that is. I'm not disputing the fact that there can be some people that will do that, but that is by the way. So the main idea of reading the Quran during Ramadan is not just about just doing the reading, I'm an hafiz, I'm going to read all. Don't just read. Read to understand. Read to act upon. Read to take the teachings and practice it and let it reflect on you from this Ramadan. So, even after Ramadan, it keeps going in your life. So that is one of the main basis of recitation of the Quran. Not just for you to be saying, I have read 10 Quran verses, but you can't even say, this is one ayah that I have picked and understood and I'm acting upon to make me a better person to myself and to the whole of people around me, mashallah. So be able to read. So that's the Ramadan checklist for the day. Say your prayers and all the sunnah rakas on time. Read at least, even if it's just 1 page of the Quran. If you can't read much, our ability and capacity differs, of course. So even if it's just a page of the Quran, read. Even if it's just an ayah, try to get the meaning, reflect upon it, and act upon it. And that's one of the reasons behind the Quran verses we share on Ramadan Nuggets with Halimat. It's just for us to make sure that we are actually reading and listening to an ayah of the Quran with the meaning. So sometimes, because it will take a lot of time if you're going to go on tafsir, so you just have to read that up. But make sure that you are doing something that would reflect positively. You don't come out of Ramadan the way you came in. You pick on something, even if it's one good attitude, that'll last you all up, even if you can't maintain so many. The key is to be consistent with one good act you picked up this Ramadan, and by next Ramadan, for example, you're adding more and more, and it keeps going like that. And each year Ramadan, mashallah, you're being a better person, a better version of yourself than you've always been, mashallah. And that is what life is all about. Growth, and growth, mashallah. So I'll move to the meal suggestion and idea for today. For sahur, we can try swallows like amala eba, so we can try, if you're the type that like granite soup, or you want to do ila sekpo. Yes, that ila sekpo, that one that you put all the rishi in the okra. If you have the time, if you like that, you can do it, and do it with any swallow. And of course, with a beef of your choice, it could be meat or any assorted fish, anything you feel comfortable with, just make sure that you're keeping it balanced. Yes. And then for iftar, you can do fresh fruits, water, yogurt, and you can try jollof beans. We know jollof beans, right? That one that you put everything that way. That's the one that is called jollof beans. You can try agege bread. And if agege bread is not in your location, use the bread that is there, or join. The idea is just to have a balanced meal, like I said, mashallah. So I move to the app suggestion for today. The app I'm suggesting for today is a very good one. It is called Mirage Stories. You can say this is an halal entertainment for your kids. Mark that word halal. So the Mirage Story app was designed to provide young Muslim children. Like I said, the apps I'm checking on in the last few days has been children friendly. Later on, we move to adult friendly, but of course, adults who can learn from this one. But I'm focusing on the kids side first. So this app provides young Muslim children with interactive and educational stories, quizzes, animations, and lot more. It's a great way to involve Islam into your child life, as it keeps them engaged, and we teach them about the core principle of Islam via khutbahs, audiobooks, and games. Did you see that? It's a lot of so many things in one. There's education, there's entertainment, and they're learning. So while they're learning about the deen, they're also getting entertained, and it's not a boring app. So you can check online if you're interested. I'm not sure if it's a free version or paid, but you can get that. So it's Miraj Stories, Miraj, then stories in plural, Stories. So it's Miraj Stories. Just search for that, and it's good for age 4 and above, and I think it's available on Android and iOS, mashallah. So on today's tafsir pick, so my tafsir pick will be from a replay of the lecture that was done by Dr. Hafiz Musa. So if you've been on this program before with me, I usually listen to Dr. Hafiz's lecture and I pick them, but the timing has not been so good for me this year because they moved it forward and it's not so convenient yet. But of course, I'm able to catch the replay. And so for today, Dr. Hafiz was continuing on his tafsir of Surah Al-Mujadila. He has done a part of it before. So the one I listened to today was talking about another part of the surah. So there were so many things that was interwoven in the lecture, right? But I am going to be doing just one of it. He talked about so many different things, of course, because it was talking about a whole surah, right? But I picked one thing from all of that lecture, which is going to be my tafsir pick for today. Of course, that's the idea. And I'm going to do a summary. So it's the etiquette of gathering. That's the title I will give you from all of those lectures. So he was saying that there's some etiquettes that are involved when you're gathering in a public. For example, let's say some people are already seated in the gathering, and then you were coming in. So there is no seat. You're already seated. You don't say because, oh, I'm the most influential person here, and perhaps there's no arrangement for such, like, oh, some influential guest or whatever, they're going to take this part of the seat. So you now come and you see someone, maybe because this person is a kid, or you think that they are not well to do or not up to your status, and you be like, hey, you get up from the chair, my friend. No, that is not good. According to the lecture from Dr. Hafiz, Rasulullah frowns on that. Islam does not encourage that. Everybody has equal opportunity. If you come in, you don't say because I'm rich, I'm big, I'm whatever, I'm this, I'm that. So those that you meet there, they're already seated, that they are nothing, and that they have to excuse you on that seat, or you get angry and leave the events. Things are not done like that. But he, however, say, even as for those that are already at the event and are seated, it is incumbent on you to try to make space for those that are coming as well. You too, you don't say, Emi Mokakade, pam. You now take the whole of the seat. You should try to make room for yourselves. Oh, if you see somebody stand, it's not nice, it's not polite for you to be comfortably seated while you have others standing. So if you see someone standing, you can say, oh, excuse me, our brother, sister, if it's with the brothers, we can share the seat, right? If the person doesn't mind, of course, you can share. And that is the best kind of etiquette for gathering, according to what Dr. Hafiz Musa said. So you don't chase people away from the sitting, and people that are sitting don't look down people that are standing as well. So you let in, I think, yes, one word to sum that up is accommodate each other. Yes. Make room for each other. Do not make those sitting feel bad, and do not make those standing feel bad. Quick way. Yorubas will say, you know, Tonla Yoruba or something like if it's because you don't love each other that you say there's no space. If we love each other, 100 people will stay in a war room and will be happy, and there will be no fight. So that's the translation. I'm not sure that I got that Yoruba. Well, I apologize if I didn't say the right way, but at least you have an idea of what I was saying. So he says, of course, for this rule there may be an exception. Let's say, for example, in a school environment between a teacher, or in an institute between a teacher and the student. So the student might be seated, and then the teacher would come and I'm like, oh, you know, as a form of respect, which is what is ideal, of course. Oh, you can say, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, Sam, you can take my seat. It's different in that case because that person is offering their seat to you. And then because you know that at that point is the right thing to do. It's not advisable. So for us as kids, we now say, because they've said the etiquette of gathering, if you meet me on the seat, is my seat, blah, blah, blah. You now see an elderly person standing in the gathering, and you now show your face away, if they look at my face now, they'll say I should bring this chair. You will not excuse them. No. That is not the etiquette of gathering. So there are always exceptions, and that is one of the exceptions that he did say. There is an exception to the rule. So in such kind of scenario, you can put, but in a normal, like a ceremonial gathering or any other form of gathering that is involving a lot of people, and the organizers have not made such arrangement that only this kind of people can sit here or such kind of people can sit there, then you should not become an oppressor in that gathering by chasing someone out of their seat and sitting. He said the most common one in parties, which is true. I'm sure almost every one of us is guilty of this. So let's say you are in that gathering and someone was sitting on a chair. They excuse themselves maybe to pick up something or to use the washroom or something. Before they come back, their seat is gone. Another person is sitting, and when you see them, you just throw your face like, Is it not when they see my face that they'll say I should get up from the seat? So, but the thing is, it is two ways. Etiquette of gathering, when you get to a gathering, do not chase those that are already on the seat. And those on the seat, do not look down on those that are standing. Try and learn to accommodate yourself. That is the best of it all, mashallah. So I'm sure that you were able to get one or two things from that tafsir take, just like I was able to get something. And then I'll move to the last part, which is the dua of the day. A dua of the day keeps shaitan away, mashallah. So the dua of the day is La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimun. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. I'm sure that most of us were familiar with this already. So the meaning is that there is none worthy of worship but you. Glory is to you, Allah. Surely I am among the wrongdoers. Remember what Prophet said this prayer to Allah then when he was in bondage and Allah released him, mashallah. I'm sure most of us are familiar with this. So that is that on the program for today. Thank you for staying tuned. Remember that this is day 5 of Ramadan. Remember that this Ramadan is not just about getting hungry from down to sunset. Ramadan is at 3 level, at a deeper level. There's much more to Ramadan. Most of us already know this. We don't have to keep reporting it. So keep it real, keep it allowed, keep it like the ibadah that it should be. I pray that Allah Azza wa Jalla accepts my prayers, accept your prayers, both open and secret dua. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for joining live. I see you, madam. I say hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the likes and comment. Inshallah, I'll be back tomorrow with the season of Ramadan. Keep it simple. Keep it love. Keep it safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.